At the time of me recording this, it is the last day of Ramadan, and I decided for the last day I wasn't going to eat any food. I was, of course, going to drink water in the morning and at night. Um, and it's not like it's been a crazy challenge. I mean, it hasn't been the end of the day yet. I was, of course, still able to do a workout. And from me not intaking any food, it is past the time to break fast at the time of me recording this. And I still worked out earlier in the day. I worked out at around 10 a.m. And I don't feel like slowed down or depleted energy levels. Now I did kind of like edit my workout in a way to where I'm not going to failure. I'm not doing anything crazy. I still did like 100 squats, but that I feel like that didn't put too much of an impact on my ability to just perform throughout the day afterwards. I did have to go to school, and I'd say one challenge is that I could smell people's food. So, and it's like that just makes me hungry. And it's like, oh man, I want to eat, bro. And it's like I come home and like my sister, she had made herself some food, and I smell that. So it's just it's very interesting with the mental battle that you have to go through when it comes to deliberately fasting, especially if you're not going to eat the entire 24 hours. And when it came to just fasting during Ramadan, it was kind of easier. I mean, I didn't really have any problems with like abstaining from food, um, because I already knew that like I ate in the morning and I'm gonna be able to eat at night, right? I'm gonna be able to indulge basically, at the end of the day. But this case is different. So it's just very interesting. This is my first time going a full 24 hours without consuming any food, and just with fasting in general, it's completely opened my eyes to just different ways of eating and just health and everything like that. It's like I definitely want to really make sure I incorporate the kind of like fasting lifestyle, to where if I'm not only eating in the morning or something and then eating at night, maybe I can do intermittent fasting. I'm even thinking of just doing one meal a day if I can, one full meal a day, and then maybe having like fruit or some eggs or something throughout the day. Um, because I just love the benefits. I mean, I've had incredible mental clarity throughout this whole month of Ramadan. My last school quarter, I got like straight A's. And that's because I was able to just hone in and focus so easily because I didn't have to worry about food for most of the time. I didn't have to worry about food. And I was just able to sit for hours and hours and hours at a computer desk, being able to just focus and finish an assignment until it was done. And it's just so interesting because you always think like, oh, I can't do this on an empty stomach, or I'm gonna need some food, or I need something to eat, whatever. um and it's like you think like, well, of course, food gives you energy, stuff like that. And then that way you can perform and focus better, but it's like that's not entirely the case. It's like just finding this out, that's not the case almost at all. um like every time I eat a meal, especially something high in like carbs, like with rice or oatmeal or bread, I slow down, right? I slow down. Even if I eat something heavy, like let's say I eat like a lot of eggs, or I eat like even just something with a lot of vegetables, I eat a big meal in general, anything that's going to get me full, I'm going to slow down and I can't focus much for like, I don't know, however long it's going to take for the food to digest. And one thing too is like my workouts, my quality in my workouts has also been better because I feel like I'm able to like even to push even harder because I don't know, I'm just in such a situation to where I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like everything is just better almost. I didn't have any issues with dehydration or anything like that. And it's like, for one, I used to carry around like this literal gallon of water with me all the time. Honestly, I really don't want to go back to doing that because it's just so inconvenient all the time to carry that around. Um, so it's like I'm really just might stick to just eating like one good meal a day later in the day. Um, I don't see a reason why not. I'm already used to kind of this whole system of fasting, with Ramadan. And I know it's like, when it comes to aesthetical appeal of being in shape, that is kind of gonna be a bit of a hindrance, because it's like, oh, if you're gonna eat, you're gonna want to gain size, and you gotta gain weight to gain size. But it's just like I've just all the general experiences and benefits I've gotten from fasting, and like I've fasted, previous times before, previous years before, but this time it's just like I was just so much more honed in into just these benefits, because I'm not focused on like getting the biggest muscles in the world. I'm not focused on, I don't know how much I can improve my bench, whatever the case may be. I'm focused on more of like spiritual, intellectual, and just mindful things. What it is to actually like be healthy inside and out, and I feel like fasting is one way to definitely be healthy. You tend to be able to like experiment in a way. Like I notice that like when I overeat, right, I'll have this weird feeling in the side of my stomach, kind of like stressing my I guess my stomach walls or something, especially when I get bloated. But when I'm fasting, I don't feel that at all. And when I make sure I'm eating in a certain way, uh, so that doesn't happen, it's like everything is just, it's just very beneficial. And the last couple of days of Ramadan, I ate one meal, so I only ate after the after we had to break fast. So it's just like, again, like experiencing all these benefits and stuff. I feel like I want to definitely maintain like the fasting lifestyle. And that's something my dad and I were both talking about. It was only him and I that were fasting for this month. Um, and it's just like, we've experienced so much change. I even felt like I learned so much, like just outside of school. Like I felt like I was just had my nose in books. I was like learning a bunch of stuff. I was always looking up, researching stuff, being attentive to like whatever YouTube documentaries or whatever. I just I just want to keep on with this, because I've definitely experienced just a new way of living. Um, just with mentally and intellectually and even physically, and I don't see why I should go back to how it was before. I don't see any justification. I don't see any reason to do that. It's just like, again, all the benefits I've experienced throughout this month, and just me being completely mindful of these experiences has led me to just like a new way of living. And I had kind of already been like, did like intermediate fasting before, to where it's like I wouldn't eat until later in the day. Like I'll wake up at 6 a.m., and then I might not eat breakfast until 10 a.m. or something like that. But I wouldn't do it on an empty stomach necessarily. I would wake up, and then I would maybe eat like some fruit or something like that. And then I would eat, but it's like I want to change that immediately. I want to like even eat one meal like towards the end of my day, and then like eat fruit, like something somewhere else in the day, and just see what happens and just see how things go. Like I was even looking at videos and stuff about how you should want to consume most of your calories towards the end of your day, because when you don't have food in your system like that, you're able to better increase your cognitive function, because again, you're not in such a like this satiated state where you're calm and you're relaxed and you're not really focused or anything like that, because your body's more focused on processing food. So again, that's why I think it's very important to just not eat so much, right? And fasting also allows you to appreciate food better, because you're deliberately going however many hours without food, right? And one thing too is like, I'm pretty sure our ancestors appreciated food way better than we did, because it wasn't like a hot commodity that they can just have access to all the time. Us, we have access to food all the time. And if you're eating like very like one meal a day or something like that, your access to actual good food would probably be a lot more easier than like the average person who's eating like McDonald's every other day, who's eating like fast food every other day, whatever the case may be. So again, like try it out. I mean, you can take my word for whatever, but I've taken this, I've experienced this, I've experimented with myself, and I've seen the benefits, and I definitely want to keep this going, and I don't see a reason to stop. And I would say be careful with it. If you're already eating like 3, maybe even 4 meals a day, you should start off by just decreasing one meal or decreasing the amount of volume we eat each meal, and slowly by slowly kind of like taking breaks and extended breaks between each meal, and then maybe eat 2 meals a day, and then now maybe you're down to 1.5 meals, and then maybe you're down to 1 meal. Or you cannot listen to me at all, but that's absolutely fine. I'm just sharing my experiences because I felt like I've definitely gained value from this month of Ramadan. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out.